TisaTells, and what's up, Sussex Squad? Y'all sit down. We need to talk, Sussex Squad. Listen, we need to talk about what's going on with Charles's Jubilee. We also need to talk about what's going on with Kate. Girl, they got her out there hugging people and kissing babies, which you know she is having a meltdown about. And we're also going to talk about William because listen, William's just mad and trying to get a lick in anywhere he can. Unfortunately, I think the thing that's making him most mad is nobody cares, not even his daddy. Y'all, let's get into this. Now, if you guys don't know, right? There was a little kerfuffle that happened when Charles was out meeting and greeting people. I will say one thing, royalists of the UK, citizens of the UK, you need to be thanking Meghan Markle because you haven't seen Charles, Camilla. Okay, no, that's not true. No, okay, fine. Charles, you always worked. Camilla, you know, that horsey is just out there drinking her apple and oat wine, right? But as far as William and Kate, you're welcome. You haven't seen them work so much since never, which is to say, instead of staying home 6 days a week and saying we're raising our children, they come out 1 or 2 times, and Kate is having a meltdown because she's having to touch the peasants. Now, if it makes Kate feel any better, those peasants are right. You can see their veins, so I'm sure it's not quite the kerfuffle that she had to do when she had to hug like a child from the Caribbean. Do you know what I'm saying? But let's get out into this, right? Charles was walking and he saw a child and a man, and you know, he's shaking hands and all this other stuff, and somebody yelled like, what about Harry? Is he invited? And you know, Charles was like, what? Everybody made a big kerfuffle about it. I really didn't care either way because I just assumed that Charles, like, you know, his Harry's not what he used to be. I really think he just was in like zone, wasn't even listening. And they said Harry, so he just laughed and walked away. Now, here's the thing I was surprised about. That is the best way to handle questions about your son who's furious at you. Now, listen, I'm not saying this is the best way for Harry to receive it, but I am saying that if you are caught in a PR scandal, if you're getting all this bad press, when people ask you about the person, you just laugh and act unbothered. And in America, it blows over. But the thing is, and this is where I think Charles, William, and Kate are mad. They are, see, here's the thing, Harry, Meghan, and all of them, but like I'm saying, the thing that makes all of them so angry is the fact of this. One, they are more popular, not just in the UK, right? But around the world. They are. Whether it's people hating them or people that loving them, they're always going to get those clicks and views. They know it. The newspaper knows it. Now, here's the thing, right? They also know that they have a lot of dirt in their closets and they have to feed the beast. So it started them off throwing Harry and Meghan under the bus because they thought it would kill their popularity. And okay, the tabloids are satiated. They won't talk about us. They had no idea that they were so popular that the tabloids would say more. Now, why is this an issue? Because listen to this, right? Even though Charles's camp is correctly handling the way you handle bad press, and I applaud them for that, the problem is that they haven't realized but people want more. People want more. Don't you realize Charles doesn't want them anywhere near his coronation? He doesn't care. He wants to be the king of the show. Never mind that like a plastic bag blowing across the street, a dog barking will make you take your eyes off of Charles and Camilla at the coronation because it's gonna be so DG boring. Same with William and same with Kate. I know Kate is looking at her Meghan like lookbook, trying to figure out what Meghan has worn in the last 6 months or year or 3 years that Kate can win to your coronation. Another thing, Kate, you should be happy and glad that Meghan came around to show you what style is and you can copy her. Honestly, if Kate didn't have such a big ego, she would have embraced Meghan and be like, yo, can I borrow your stylist? Remember in the book Spare, Kate had the nerve to say that Meghan tried to steal her stylist? I know Meghan looked at her and said, I have to laugh. What are you talking about, right? So anyway, let's get back into this. So we have all this going on. Why is this such an issue? Because the tabloids want the Sussexes at coronation. They are telling basically Charles and the gang, you better get them over there, hop, skip, and jump. The Sussexes, as right now, have not confirmed or denied their attendance. I truly do hope they don't attend. Why? Because if they attend, it's like, are you guys glutton for punishment? You went to your own grandmother's funeral and they treated you like ish. They treated you like trash. Do you really think after this book, they're going to be in any way, any form, any shape interested in what you have to say, what you're going to do? Do you not believe it is going to be how many days of being put in your place in humiliation? Because I realized there's something in British royal society. They are obsessed with putting people in their place. And I get that, because everybody has to fall in line in order for the king and the Prince of Wales, right? To be put on each other's shoulders. So I really hope they don't go. But I will say that they are moving, right? They are moving toward their press saying, you better have them here. Now, don't get me wrong. The British press is also going to have a million things about how they're not invited. They better not come. Meghan better stay with Archie at his 4th birthday. But at the end of the day, you want it because you want that money shot. And William, Charles, Kate, Camilla, all of them, they literally are mad that at the end of the day, they are what the people want. Love or hate them. That's the conundrum that they're dealing with, because the correct way to handle Harry and Meghan, if I was on the British royal press team, would be to completely ignore them. But they know they can't, because they need all that stuff. They need it in the paper. They need that morning headline. They need to talk about Harry and Meghan. And I get it. Part of them is they can't stand Harry and Meghan, but that's because Harry and Meghan are the antithesis of the system. Don't you know? Listen, only certain white people can ever dream of getting the respect of royalty. Everybody else, listen, you saw the Queen's mandate where they're not releasing their employment numbers for diversity. Listen, everybody else isn't even invited to show. Literally, the royals mean it when it says you're not even fit to run my bathwater. Believe them when they say this. Okay, so also, let's talk about Kate. Oh my God. Kate is walking around hugging kids. You know, she's already on her, right? Remember when Prince Philip, he had his memorial and everybody was walking in somber and Kate was walking in like a glamour shot? I don't know what it is about Kate. It's odd. Every single time that it's a memorial and people are supposed to dress in dark colors and be very somber and, you know, be very respectful of the situation such as death. Look what happened with the 911 memorial. Look what happened. She uses that as a time to shine. I know Kate's mad because what does it say about your time to shine is when everybody is crying about losing their loved one. Anyway, to finish what I was saying about Kate, right? They have her out there hugging, kissing babies, to which I said, if I was Meghan, girl, I'm not even tripping. Because here's the thing that Kate doesn't realize, or maybe she does, and that's why it always looks like she's short-circuiting. When you are authentic, yes, everything is work. Coming in, filming every day is like every day is work, right? You might love your work, you might hate it, but it's still something that you have to do outside of yourself. The easiest way to maintain longevity, right, is to be as authentically yourself as you can be while you're performing this work that you have to do. This is why content creators burn out. This is why celebrities burn out, because they are asked to perform or be something on a consistent basis that is so opposite of who they are, what they believe, what they stand for, that eventually they burn out. Again, the pendulum swings both ways. What does this have to do with Kate? Listen, Meghan can go out there, be a hugger, kiss babies, be warm, be friendly. Because at the end of the day, what everybody said, that's actually Meghan's personality. Now let's talk about Kate, shall we? Kate's personality, she is not a hugger. She is not warm. She is not friendly. Kate doesn't care. I don't care what you say. In my impression, she doesn't care. Tell me who comes to a food bank talking to refugees empty-handed. Tell me who listens to a mother's plight about my child doesn't have enough to eat, and you say, well, good luck with you, and you give them a hug. Again, Kate is not the warmest, most caring person. I don't think she cares at all. My point of my matter is, even though she thinks she's winning the Meghan war short term, copying Meg's lookbook, wearing neutrals, tans, creams, olives, browns, which all go, by the way. Seriously, can somebody tell Kate there's something called 12 seasons and there's colors that will enhance who you are, and you're working with Meghan seasons, and Kate, you need to find your own seasons, which is probably muted something, right? Whatever it is, it's muted. But all jokes aside, Kate, you cannot keep up this charade. You cannot keep up this parade. You know it. Meghan knows it. We know it. And the thing is, when the pendulum swings to the other side, because on top of all the crap you have to deal with the courtiers trying to control you, the things that broke you, you now have to deal with being warm, open, hugging. And the thing is, when you hug people, you are on all the time, from the beginning to the end. Kate, are you really up to that? Can you sustain this? Not just for the month to stick it to Meghan, right? But can you sustain this for years? Are we going to have to keep seeing you looking sallow and cream sports coats? Can you sustain this warmth for years and years and years to come? Or will this just be like all your other projects that you start, big bang, we got the shots, and then it goes down to nothing? I don't know, guys. It's not looking right. William, on the other hand, is having his own little meltdown because he doesn't want Harry anywhere near the coronation. He doesn't even think Harry's fit to breathe his royal air, and no one cares. And that in itself is the one thing William is probably most angry about, that he is crying to the heavens, "Do not invite it. If it was my coronation." To which I said, William, that's it's very presumptuous for you to even think that you'll have a coronation, if at all, or definitely on the scale of your dad. Don't you know your country is slipping into, I don't even want to talk about it. There's a lot of royalists in my comments saying that's not true. Things aren't that bad in the UK. 6-hour wait is for non-emergencies. To which I say, anyone that comes to an emergency room, it is an emergency. But seriously, we have to be serious about this. William, nobody cares. And that's the one thing that he's worried about. And the thing is, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, the royals are literally going out of their ways trying to say, oh my God, they're definitely going to come. Who wouldn't want to come to the Jubilee? Don't you want to come? You want to come? You know, and it's literally that meme, but what if I don't want what you want? Don't be silly, Andrea. Everybody wants this life. That's honestly how the royals feel. And the fact that they're saying that they're not going to discuss anything with them, they're not going to give them any fuel for the fire, they're not going to do anything they can exploit, you idiots. All the Sussex have to do is show up. And you know what's going to happen? You guys are going to try to mock them, humiliate them, sit them in the corner. I don't know, probably put them in a "we hate you" corner, right? Be like, what's the problem? It's perfectly normal and royal etiquette that the king's second son stands in the garbage can. Don't you realize? Yes, and his wife has to wear garbage on top of her head. And they're going to try to act like that is royal etiquette. You guys, listen, all I got to say is I am waiting for this clown show to literally come to the forefront. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I truly hope that Meghan and Harry do not go to the Jubilee and finally just cut ties with everything that's going on in the Salty Island. Because honestly, even for Harry and Meghan, and I know they're weighing this, first of all, who cares about being in history? They already got their documentary. But I do know that they're weighing this from both sides. Because think about it, right? If they don't go to the coronation, that's completely cutting ties with the royal family from what I see. Yes, their kids will lose titles. Yes, Harry will lose his title. But let me tell you something. They were always going to take away Harry and Meghan's title. Always. Well, what's the other thing that's going to happen? The UK media will be exposed as being stalkers to them. Again, they'll be exposed with Harry has told you he does not want to play this game anymore. He would very much like to be excluded from the conversation. So what's going to happen after that, huh? You can't say they're trying to trade on royal titles or trying to trade this or trying to trade that because they want nothing to do with you. So what's going to be the excuse then? Oh, I'm sure they'll find a new way, right? They're just monitoring Harry and Meghan for human rights, right? There's a bunch of oppressed British people that demand they cover them, or because they supported Harry the first 20 something or 30 something years of his life, now they demand payment for everything that was serviced. I'm sure they will find plenty to complain about, but that's when the truth will come out, that they're the ones obsessed with Harry and Meghan. And again, I think that's what they're most afraid of. You guys, let me know. But then again, from Harry and Meghan's side, I can also see it. No matter what they do, they could literally sit there and be like, I denounce all the blood in my body, and they would still find a way to make stories about them. Again, they are interesting. They are the stars. They are, I believe, the single biggest thing since his mother to take down the monarchy. And they are, listen, they're always going to be the talk of the conversation. So I guess, you're D if you do and you're D if you're not. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Harry and Meghan should go to the coronation? I don't. I wouldn't even give them a second to breathe. But when I think about it, I don't think that this harassment is going to stop. I just don't see what they'll ever actually get out of it by attending. We saw what happened with the Queen's funeral and Philip's funeral. Those people are out for blood, and there's nothing worse than stupid people out to get you, because they will keep doing stupid things to take you down. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.